Good morning. It's August. It's a sunny day. It's a beautiful day. And I have just left home. I'm headed to Blind River, Ontario, Canada. Specifically Lake Matinenda. Lake Matinenda Provincial Park. It's almost mid-August, and it's time for the Perseid Meteor shower. Perseid's peak August, I believe 11th and 12th this year, during a new moon, which means, once again, I'll be in the dark during a meteor shower. Actually, this new moon is special. Northeastern Canada and most of Europe are going to see a partial solar eclipse from dusk till dawn, no interference from the moon. A couple of things. Since the last time I did a video in a vehicle, I've lost 41 pounds. It's been 8 months, 41 pounds. I started doing keto. Great, another keto warrior. That's all YouTube needs, is another person saying keto's great, give it a try. I am going on a canoe trip. Well, I am going on a kayak trip. I'm going to be kayaking down the Blind River watershed. So I'm going to go from one lake to another with a few portages. Damn. So we're starting at the southern end of Lake Matinenda, traveling north, then west to Lake Chiblo, and then a bunch of other smaller lakes, and coming back out at Lake Deborn to a cottage that belongs to a family member of a buddy of mine that will be going on this trip also. So we got a couple of things in mind. Perseid Meteor shower is number one. Maybe a chance of northern lights. We got Mars at opposition. I'm going to tell you about that too. I've got a couple of ideas to show you related to wild edibles. We're going to spend some time teaching other people how to photograph things like northern lights and the Perseids. All right, I've got some coffee, got a little bit to eat this morning because I got a long drive, but we'll talk to you again here in a bit. See you there. All right, folks, it's 8 o'clock in the evening. This is our first day. First day we're going to be staying on the property of a couple of cottages. And I'm out on Lake Deborn, north of Blind River. This is also going to be our ending point for our trip here in a couple of days. And I'm paddling out just to have a look and see if we can't see a sunset. All right, let's have a look at this. Pretty sky.
on this trip?
Yeah. I purposely packed food a little light, hoping that I might catch something. So.
Yeah. And what are, like, do you usually catch something
I usually catch, it's varying success, but I feel like this one should be pretty easy because these aren't necessarily overfished lakes like this one is.
This would be more overfished.
Yeah, I've heard some stories. Yeah, it's Matinenda to Chiblo to, I think it's like Long Lake. There's a waterfall in between, but basically you're following the Blind River.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of times you have to portage, but that's not so bad. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can just do what I'm doing now, just troll, catch something, keep it, have lunch.
Wow.
I'll just pretty much always have my pole in the water, and you know, if I don't catch anything, I don't eat. You know, I've got enough food that I'll be, you know, fine.
You'll be fine because it's only how long? It's just what, a 3-day trip?
Yeah, 2 nights, 3 days. So yeah, I've got like, you know, a ramen pack, a soup pack, and yeah, because I didn't want to bring a bunch of food that you know, no doubt would probably just spoil if I was going to rely on having a couple of fish here and there.
Like it was already
learned a lesson.
Same thing again, and it turned.
I don't know, it's like a 8x8 easement from my uncle to pull in the backside of the property here.
Just verifying it still works.
So you said that
We found the Sodi tool holder. So funny.
Start the golf course. Just hit the end of where we'll know to do it. First 2 holes were great.
All right, ready to go. Well, 2 of us are. South end of Lake Matinenda. Oh yeah. She's comfy, bud. You're sitting in the water pretty good, so.
I am.
Yeah, you're not. It's not wonky. You're in good shape. How's my profile? Is my back trying to dip into the water at all, or?
You're not, but I mean your sleeping bag is like 4 inches above the water line.
4 inches above the water line?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
What a bomb!
Cool backdrop, man.
Yes, indeed.
Aqua stop.
Should probably let Dan catch up. All right. Little Sawyer bag and water filter system. And I don't have to carry any water with us. Cheers. Flows out of this filter. Squeeze the bag and you get filtered water. And you lose your ore in the process. All right, off we go. All right, just starting out, about 10 minutes into paddling on the southern end of Lake Matinenda, our put-in spot. This is a public lake with a bunch of cottages on it, so it's not super natural. It's not as natural as some of the areas we're headed into from here. The northern half of this is First Nation in Crown Land. It's good to be back. It's been 6 years since the last time I've been to the Blind River area. Really appreciate this chance to spend some time outdoors with some friends, some buddies of mine from work, and watch a meteor shower next couple of days, maybe catch the northern lights if we get real lucky. We know for sure we're going to have some dark skies, and judging by the looks of things and the forecast, should be clear tonight and clear the next night. We've got a new moon, which means we won't have any interference from moonlight, and Mars is at opposition right now, which means that it's at its closest point in its orbit, but it's a super opposition. Really what that means is that because Earth and Mars orbits are elliptical, there's a point where Earth could be near its apogee and Mars near its perigee. In other words, Earth is the furthest from the sun that it gets in its orbit, and Mars is the closest to the sun in its orbit. And sometimes those kind of line up. They don't line up perfectly, they're not close at all, but just good enough that sometimes you get an extra close approach. And that makes Mars the brightest object in the night sky for a while, as long as Venus isn't there to ruin its glory. But it comes up just after dark, and at midnight it is as high up as it gets, which isn't very high because it's kind of in that more southern part of the sky this time of year. The sun's high. Anything opposite the sun's going to be low against the horizon. So Mars being opposite the sun is high, it's August, Mars will be low in the sky. Anyway, enough yapping at you. I'm going to paddle for a while, and I'll catch back up with you later. Nearing the end of our Lake Matinenda paddle. I think we're at about 4 kilometers right now. I'll have to check with the guy with the GPS, but 4 kilometers of paddling. No portages yet. We got one coming up here to get over to Lake Chibolo. I've caught one fish. It was a really tiny smallmouth that couldn't have been more than 6 inches long. But still trying. Haven't seen a lot of fish yet. Hoping that I'll have a little bit better luck in Lake Chibolo. See a couple of loons. A couple pretty islands behind me. I'll spin around. One of them's got some houses on it. I'll turn you around and show you where I'm headed right now. dam. This is our island in Lake Chiplow. Rock bass, yay. Not my favorite fish. You hold on now, buddy. Right. Off you go. Well, maybe there's some smallies in there with them. What do you think? Yeah, this big old beaver lodge over here. A couple of big old woodpeckers. Big old beaver lodge. Lots of little sticks in the water too. Pretty soon it'll be getting a little bit darker, and we'll be setting up to maybe have some snacks, have a couple drinks, And wait for it to get nice and dark. As you can see, it's clearing out. Let me peek at the sun for you. This is a beautiful spot. The lake, more of the lake is on the other side of this peninsula here, and you can actually hear the wind howling. But in here, there's just a gentle breeze. We'll look at the landscape around us. So all told today, I've only caught very small. I've only caught a very small smallmouth bass on Matinenda and a rock bass on Lake Chiblo. Day's not over yet. This isn't probably the best time in the world to be fishing. The apex predator fish like walleye and trout, pike, they're not going to be out until a little bit later. Well, maybe we'll get back out again one more time right at sunset, get a quick view of the sunset, and try and catch one last opportunity to try to catch a fish for this evening. Need to settle in a little more here, have a snack. Maybe I'll swim one more time just so I can cool back off a little bit. Very cool. Really cool place.
Right.
You could have brought a boat just
And
for
Nicole,
your
you
tent.
could be in the kitchen. There's a clock in there.
Yeah, there we go. There's 1 second.
Oh. You want 30. There we go.
Okay, so 30 means 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Bulb means as long as the shutter is being held down, I'm going to keep exposing.
You have a Scotch in between you.
was a really fast one, right above.
So at this point, what I want you to do is kind of aim it in the general direction of Mars. We're going to work on focus now.
For you.
Okay.
You want me to give you more?
Can you put it in live view?
I can move over here. My pressure on my feet.
All right, see if you can find Mars in the picture.
I am.
Yeah, make it wide open. You want it on
Space for you, right?
18-ish. Lowest setting.
You're probably gonna really have to help me. I have not been trained on this very well.
This is not an easy thing even for me to do, so.
I can see a dot that is Mars. Go ahead and grab it.
All right, and you can zoom in. Where was it at?
It wasn't.
Okay, so I shouldn't be that much in focus. So
Oh.
can you turn the focus
Nope,
back and forth until I just want to see what direction things are going. Oh, you gotta do live view again.
Yeah. Where's my button?
Okay.
Lower half of your stomach.
Yeah, there. Now you're wide open. Now change the focus back and forth.
Lower half of my stomach. You got a button too. What?
Okay, you're on.
There we go.
You are on. You want to be on manual focus, and we want the stabilizer to be off.
You
We
want
don't
my
need
light?
that. Nope. This is fine. Okay, so. All right, I'm all the way in focus. Let's send it the other direction. Oops, live view again.
Have you done this on your trip up here?
Oh yeah. I mean, we
Okay, that's probably good.
go to the
Alright, now
Out on-
what
out just right on our
direction
beach.
are we pointing?
We face north, but we'll go down and lay down on the beach and just, usually it's
I
just
can't
like a conversation.
Tell what way you're pointing exactly. Does it look like you're pointing at Mars?
I feels like I am. Yeah.
Okay.
If I saw something earlier, I know I can't.
Oops.
It's a similar thing with like me and my friends,
Let's
but we just have video.
let's remove a variable here. Let's take that wide angle lens off of there,
Okay.
and then we'll see if that
Hardly ever
helps.
talk about the
Helps
video
us find it.
game.
I'm not. It says it's a macro, so I wonder if it's only good close up.
Politics.
Ooh, this is nice and dark. All right, I'm gonna get mine going real quick. Okay, so, or maybe I am going. That's a little bit more substantial, Smalley. I can't let you go. All right, you're okay. All right, fine. He was not happy with me at all. I'll just let him be. All right, so we learned something. Jig, get deep in this spot. All right, second morning. Well, first morning of the actual kayaking trip here. Woke up, swam, drank some coffee. Last night's Perseids are the best I've seen in years. I've watched nearly every year. Nearly every year. I've been in a dark sky location nearly every year to see them. This year was fantastic. Lots of earth grazers, meteors that actually showed up on the camera, which was a big, fantastic bonus. A lot of times you'll see it, but it won't show up on the lens. Thought I had a bite there. But many of them were photogenic. I don't know what's going to happen, but I accidentally spilled my drink on my camera, my DSLR, on the screen, just the screen. Camera works fine, can't see what's going on the screen. So I couldn't tell you what I got out of it. It's a very distinct possibility I got nothing. There may be nothing on there, but I can tell you that I was pointing the camera in the right direction. It's a really deep, it's just a steep drop off right here, down into an oblivion. This little rock wall goes straight down into the water from here. Should have brought my other camera so I could show you. And then there's almost like a trench, probably 30 feet deep down there. And I'm just using a little spoon, a little hairy spoon. I got other things I can try. Most of them are things that smallmouth, maybe trout, maybe largemouth bass, maybe even bluegill and perch would be interested in. Not looking for pike. I mentioned the last time I spoke from the boat that so far I've only caught a rock bass and very, very small smallmouth. Well, I just caught a little bit bigger one and caught a second rock bass. But the day before we left for our kayaking trip, when we were back at the cottage, I had caught a very large pike. I couldn't tell you how big it was. I didn't actually land it in the boat. Fish story, right? But there were witnesses. People were watching from shore. Yep, got another hit. Come on, take it. Take it, take it, take it. You want it, fishy. Fishy wants my lure. Come here, fishy. I might want to try a different color here. Maybe they just want something a little bit more attractive. Who knows? Maybe I just need to be less ugly. I switched to a green lure with like a silver spoon. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice smallmouth, very nice. He's just barely hanging on here. Pretty exciting nonetheless. There we go. Bye-bye. So whatever this is. I think kind of makes generally looks like a perch. Maybe. Perch are like candy to a lot of fish. Oh, I saw a trout. Big one too. He was thinking about it. I think I got him too close to the boat and he scared off. That was a big fish though. I don't need anything that big. Ooh, hey, took it down. Well, maybe this is a big fish. Yeah, he's just not a big fighter. Now that is a decent smallmouth. Decent smallies in here. I hooked you twice, buddy. Away you go. Nope, just a giant rock bass. Oh, let's see if I can get him on camera. He's a big one. They just fight a big fight, but they aren't very big. We're on beautiful, peaceful Lake Chiblo that has absolutely no civilization on it at all. Okay, we're off again. It is early afternoon. We're leaving our first campsite on Lake Chiblo on the little island there. And now we are headed to High Lake. But we gotta cross the rest of Lake Chiblo. And there's a lot of lake in front of me. I'll spin you around, let you see. Got a nice gray and purple aesthetic going on all around.
I noticed. And then I got these neon orange or yellow.
Paddles breaking it all up.
Wow.
I've decided this kayak really sucks. I feel like I'm working really hard and I'm not keeping up with you guys.
Oh. It's the kayak length.
What's that?
It's kayak length. Top speed and effort of speed is an equation of boat length and hull width.
And this one's short. And like I can paddle furiously and you guys just like I'm just not catching up.
Yeah, especially those boats over there. Those boats are crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris's boat, it's like, I don't even feel like he's paddling. He just kind of goes.
He's a lot lighter than me, so he's got it super easy. What is
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Good plan, good plan. Time for another good idea. Bad idea.
Good idea. Playing the piccolo in the marching band. Bad idea. Playing piano in the marching band.
That was the wrong way.
All right.
That's what you just said.
Get the back here. Sorry, we're kind of straddling you. Damn.
As soon as we get past this ski area.
For sure.
Well, it's the shape of the hull on the back, too. I can't grab hold of anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's stunted. It's a 12-foot kayak with the last 3 chopped off.
Yep.
Well, I can put my pack on, and then this kayak will weigh nothing.
Yeah.
Beautiful high lake. This is really neat. So that's High Falls over there?
Yes.
We are still technically on High Lake. Over there is High Falls. There's just this little pond. And a small cascade right here. Let's go check that out. Welcome to High Falls. That's Canoe Lake. And just over there is High Lake. High Lake, High Falls, Canoe Lake. And over here is our campsite, just up on this knoll. I can't even tell you how many smallmouth bass. A couple were eater size. I lost so many of them on the line, they were just too big. I'm not geared up for bigger fish, and you know, I don't have the strong enough test line, and I was breaking lures off and breaking line. One of them, well, a couple of them other people saw, so I'm not telling stories, I promise. But a couple of them were way too big to even get into the kayak, so it's okay that they got away. Totally okay with me. We've got one more night of Perseids left. I think I already mentioned this, but they were some of the... It's the best Perseids display I can remember since I was probably, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old. 93, 94, something like that. There was a Perseid Meteor storm. And that just means that there is a high rate of meteors in the meteor shower. Well, technically it wasn't a meteor storm. It has to meet a certain threshold, but it's more fun to call it that way. I think that one was closer to 300 meteors per hour. I think last night we were well over 100. Perseids are typically more like 60, but we were definitely well over 100. Anyway, I'm just walking around the falls some more. Hopefully you can hear me okay. But there's more of Canoe Lake. But the Perseids aren't done. There's gonna be more tonight. So hopefully we can capture a few more of those, and I'll voice over some of the explanations and discussion about it. I'm gonna go make some food here in a minute. Still a little bit hungry. Very dehydrated today. I probably had 5 or 6 half liters of water, and still absolutely dehydrated. It hurt to pee. In a minute here, I'm going to show you how to make forest ramen. I've got a 100-gram packet of udon noodles, a couple star anise, and some chicken bouillon cubes. And I've got a little wood sorrel that we can add to it as well. You can also add, what I wanted to add, what I thought would be the star of the show, is some cattail. What I thought would be the star of the show is some cattail. Can't find any anywhere. It's bizarre. There was some at the cottage when we got here, but I haven't seen any cattail on any part of this trip. So I'll be making it without that, but that was going to be the star of the show. Burdock would work. If you could find some wild onion or wild garlic, that would be pretty sweet. Different time of the year though. But I'm going to use some wood sorrel and add that as sort of I guess it's going to be more of a garnish than anything else. Let's get started. Forest ramen can be quite versatile. Dry ramen or udon noodles often come in 100-gram packages with no extra bulk or air. Don't use the super cheap packages that fed you through college. Look for these in the world foods or ethnic section of your local grocery store, or locate an Asian food specialty store to find these. Bouillon cubes, paste, oils, seasoning, and flavorings can be packed light and can give an extra calorie punch as well.
Second dinner?
Well, this was the original intended dinner, but yes, I guess it would be. Combine this with wild edibles to make a full meal crammed with nutrients.
Star anise?
Star anise. Is it anise or anise?
Depends on who you ask. Is it portage or portage?
Depends on who you ask. On this side of the border, it's portage for sure. So if I were in boundary waters, I would say I was portaging. But if I'm here, I would say I'm portaging.
Right.
So the instructions are
Y'all on your sunscreen.
to boil.
Y'all crack me up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have all the bears coming into this camp.
Did you bring the bear spray over here? What if we get attacked? What if a bear gets between us and our weapon?
You go like this.
Hey, bear!
Hey bear, bear, hey bear,
We got
bear,
the spade
hey.
and we got the axe.
Sure.
Cheddar, bacon, mashed potatoes.
I guess I should have left my shorts on.
Yeah. Jump in the jacuzzi, man. It's water's bubbling.
That's freaking awesome. It's the night of August 12th, morning of August 13th, and I've got a time lapse of the Perseids going out over High Lake. I'm just getting ready for bed. And I've got my phone on the charger and got my GoPro charging up, getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a long, long day. I've got, I think we figured out it was about 12 or 13 kilometers of, my flashlight is wigging out. Isn't that fun? Disconnect. Feeling pretty good. I think I'm doing all right. Pretty comfy in here. It's cooled off a little bit tonight. Hoping it'll cool off even more, actually. It's been getting up in the 80s during the day and low 60s at night. It's a cheap flashlight. I got it as swag from the dealership from when I bought my new truck. I get what you pay for, I guess. It was free. It was free. Oh, that's good shit. I don't get this kind of luxury at a hotel. Alright, just made it over to Canoe Lake. And before everybody's really getting going here, take a few minutes, catch some fish. Enjoy this new lake. We'll go by the waterfall real quick. This little pumpkin seed. Huge fish, huge fish, huge fish. Look. What have we here? Oh, another pumpkin seed. Might be the same one. Number 2 pumpkin seed. In fact, it might actually be the same one. He's got holes. You wanted to come back, buddy? Another feisty bluegill. Pumpkin seed. These are big bluegill. Not frying pan size, but bloop. That's a decent breeze. I'll totally take that. That's a good point. Makes us feel like we're going faster.
until you look at the trees next to you and be like, that's the same one.
It's not moving. Canoe Lake. What? I'm sorry, what did you say? Snow Lake? Snarf. It's windy. Don't go this way. We've run aground. You're trying to do a 360 by 4 or whatever.
It's one of the street views.
Why wasn't I recording a video of this?
I know, right?
I'll catch up to you guys. I swear. There's Reese's peanut butter cups. We got floaty turds. We got Butterfingers. We got Hershey's. We got cups.
Floaty turds.
Oh, Baby Ruth.
Floaty turds.
Tiny turds, yes. Yeah, fun size, everything. Oh,
All of them are fun
you
size.
like them.
Alright, we're starting from this elevation where this dam is and dropping a good 100 feet down to the next lake. Portage complete. On to the next lake. I think this is Cataract Lake. Let's see how close I can get before we spook them. Alright folks, we made it to the channel between Cataract and Lake Duborne. Lake Duborne is the put-out spot, so we're almost done. Just got to cross the lake, got to go down this channel, then cross the lake, and finally, I find some cattails. Cattails are really delicious. I like to pick the really fresh green ones that haven't tasseled yet. I don't know if you call it a tassel or whatever, the little cone thing that's on them. Ooh. Pretty beat up. 3 days of paddling. Today is total 15 kilometers, but I think we are at about 13 right now. We're not quite done. A couple more to go. Probably 12. But you know, get to the center of the cattail. Feed me. Center of Lake Duborne, just across from the cottage. Oh, we're gonna crash. Blueberry Island.
Yes! Did I break?
Is it cold?
Uh-oh.
Or is it perfect?
That was great.
There he goes. The audience is getting restless.
Sorry, I need to...
Right there's good. You can...
Okay. That's a long ways out.
You just got to run down. No, that's fine. You just run down, and as soon as you get like the last step, you just push off.
All right.
That was all wrong. I think I messed it up. You're gonna have to do it.
It's straight down right here too, right?
It is, yeah.
Right. I don't want to do it from that height because I would totally drop the phone. It would, but it would kind of defeat the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. It would just float to the top and. Panorama I did from here is in that video. One of them. Top of Blueberry Island, inside of Lake Duborne. Don't have to ask us twice.
What's that?
Patio's Pizza is open 24 hours a day. That's what this one says. Every day open 24 hours for Patio's Pizza. So if we don't find something,